Hello everyone, welcome on back to Pallegney. Alright, so first things first, I decided to sell this stuff. We really don't have a use for a lot of it. The cedar, like I had mentioned last time, we'll probably just get a planter, and it'll do everything that we need, and we could be able to do soybeans, which would be a harvest that's in the middle of the year, or not the harvest, the selling price is best in the middle of the year. And the truck, like I said, we really don't have a use for it. Why not? $21,500 there. Cultivator we've never used the entire time. 18 grand. This, like I mentioned, I think we're going to get a slightly cheaper one. And probably smaller. And we'll end up making a little bit of money off of it. And this we have used, but like I mentioned, we can probably get something a little bit better. A little bit wider, I'm pretty sure. So that's $56,000, so we're doing pretty well. I have probably two things to spend money on, but not too much. Well, actually three, because we're going to buy a piece of land. I was hoping the fertilizing one would be field 35, because that's the one I'm thinking about buying. Ideally, we would buy field 33, but that has potatoes in it, and I really don't want to deal with that too badly. Although this one's double fertilized, but this field is a little bit bigger. A little over an acre bigger, to be exact. I think it will be best probably with field 35. We can get it double fertilized today and weeded today. It's a fairly newly planted field. So $206,000. And I wanted to get the planter, but because we'll have to get that done today. So we'll buy this, and we do need combinations. We will need this as well, so get that bought, and fertilizer spreaders. This is kind of tempting. We really don't need that large of one. This seems to be a really good bet right here. This fertilizer and, yep, okay. Before I get too far along, I should check that. Alright, now we can get going a little bit. So this tractor is going to be busy. It's going to have some planting to do. We have multiple fields to do today. I don't foresee us getting them all done. Where is the... must be this side. As I learned last time, we need to... we need to have the attacher. Usually in the past I've just, not used it normally, but for it to actually go down the roads here, it's best this way. So what should we put in there? Now, one of the items I was thinking about buying and putting into that field extension was chickens. Like more of them than what we already have. So I could do sorghum. That'd also be something that would be ready at a fairly good time, because it would be closer to a higher price, so we could sell it direct. Or we could also make it into bread and continue on with that production. Although more than likely what will happen with that is eventually we'll not do it anymore. I'm thinking that's what's probably going to happen. Just one of those things, but... I was looking for headers. I mentioned it last time. For the combine. See if there's a bigger header option, and there are. See if I can find the headers. So we could... right now I think we have about this size. But we can get like a 28 foot, I think it is. Somewhere in here. No, it's a little bit bigger than 20. It's like a 30 foot though. So that would work. Otherwise there's this one, which is, I don't know, 25-ish? Yeah, 25 foot, so. But we do have a couple of options. There's just a lot of small bags here. Yeah, we probably won't get as far along with the harvest as I was hoping we would. Just because we obviously have to get that big field down there all primed and ready for, well, it to be ready, really, at its peak. Oh, it's just a little bit. Make it, you know, as efficient and good of a yield as we can. We'll have to buy some solid fertilizer. That's what I'm seeing. I'm quite looking forward to that field being harvested. The canola right here. It's gonna be really nice to be able to drive that way if we wanted. I suppose I got to raise this. There we go. You don't really notice it until you got 4,000 liters of goods back there. So I think we'll get the larger field out here done today. I don't know if we'll get any of the smaller ones. Alright, so I think we'll probably end up having a worker work in this field. So I'll get this aligned back here a little bit. Alright, so sorghum, solid fertilizer, looks good. The class is going to have to do quite a bit of work today. Both of them, even the combine. So I think what we'll do today is we'll get this canola field done. And maybe we can do the oats today. The next time it would give us the ability to really be able to work in getting this field how we want it to be, get the fields kind of put together in a sense. I'm very much looking forward to this being combined and having a little bit more for the actual farm, I guess. Oh, I suppose they plant the middle first. I don't see any canola oil in there. Oh. I know why I didn't see any canola oil. I had it off. Whoops. Whoops. Alright, so we'll head up and we can grab the fertilizer spreader. I think we'll buy 2 bags of solid fertilizer. That should get us through that field. I'm not quite sure how much we'll obviously need. Alright, so let's get some bought. And actually, it'll be 3 total I'll buy. Actually, oh, it's only 1,000 liter bags. Why did I think it was more? Why did I think it was more? We'll buy 4 then, actually. Because that would get the spreader full, and then we'll have some extra then. Because that'll be the first thing that it looks like we'll need. Alright, looks like the harvester's doing pretty good over here. Doesn't look terribly full. Should be able to continue on. I'm not sure what it was doing in that corner. Looks a little bit interesting. So yeah, this is barley, I'm guessing. I know I had thought about who's blocked. Oh, I'm just gonna move this real quick. Like, I've been thinking about obviously getting more chickens for a little bit. It's just one of those things where we really, the pen that we start with is like what, 20-30 chickens total. That doesn't really get you that far. It doesn't get you that many chickens when you really think about it, so yeah, it's going to take basically a full strip around. There will probably be 1 down the middle is my guess. Yeah, I know I mentioned it last time. We'd have a lot of harvests basically right at the same time, and we do. So, more likely at least canola field done today. Maybe we can get the oats done. I would like to. That way we can get something processing through the mill for the bakery. But we'll see. It just depends on time, and the priority is to get this field kind of up to where it needs to be. We still need to hoe it today as well, so. Well, I think I'll probably just start a little time lapse to get this finished, so I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done. Alright, so we're just about done here. There might be a little bit extra right over here, but I think this should be the whole field. We'll double check, of course. Gotta double check. As you can see, it kind of comes out a little bit in here, so. Yeah, figure there'd be just a little sliver piece. And see, I'll cut this down a little bit so we don't waste as much. Really, we didn't use too much for fertilizers. That's good to see. And I would think that's about the whole thing. Oh, I forgot. I went down what the line was, and the line doesn't always put you where you actually need to be when it's such a small strip. So I guess we get to drive back. Yeah, that was my fault. Obviously, if I had it at full width, it would be just fine. But now that should be good. Yeah, much, much better. Well, they're doing pretty good there. Just a little bit left. We could probably still get the oats done then, I would think. And they're making fairly good progress there. They're just doing the outer edge now, the headlands. Yeah, I think next month we'll probably get these combined, and then some of this will, like I said, will be part of the farm. Basically, kind of where it comes out. Like right in here is going to be the cutoff, is my guess right now. So we'll add a decent amount in. We'll have a dairy, probably some chickens is the current thought process at least. So that's what I'm currently thinking. The next month we'll have the barley probably to do the harvest in. I'm not sure quite when we'll buy some chickens. I think a lot of the sorghum, honestly, that we're putting in will likely end up going to the chickens. I'm not quite sure how many, like 700. I'm not sure how much food they're going to go through. My honest guess is going to be right around 5,000 liters a month. So we're going to need quite a bit. And right now we have, let's see. We have wheat right now. We have 10,000 liters. That's not going very far. Obviously, the barley will help, but I think we'll end up doing quite a bit of sorghum this time around in most of the fields. Because out of the crops that the planter can do, only sorghum is the only one that the chickens can eat. So I would like to have way too much almost. Then in the future when we do it, I forgot to lower. Then in the future when we do sorghum, we could potentially put it into the mill. Obviously the mill is kind of a little bit glitched out because I can't unlease it right now, so Not quite sure why that is, but it's how it is right now. And I'm not sure if I, manually go into the XML and change it, if it's going to allow me to rent it again. That's going to be what I end up having to do more than likely. But we'll have a decent amount of oats and stuff to go through. Then yeah, at some point I am probably going to look to get a bigger header for this. Like I kind of looked at them a little bit. It's going to happen. If we really want to actually expand the farm, we're going to need either a bigger header or a bigger combine, and combines are probably a little bit out of the price range at the current moment, so that's why I'm hoping chickens and stuff will help with. As combines, there is some combines that got added with that pack, so it's not as bad, obviously, if you want to stick with the class theme. How much is... Oh, I suppose it's going to be model is how you get different sizes. Okay, so 236,000 would be a fairly large combine, over 10,000 liter capacity. Yeah, I might get a bigger header and then eventually upgrade to one of those other class combines. Get the header first, and then eventually get a larger grain capacity. I did test, they do connect to the combine. That was a concern of mine, because sometimes modded stuff doesn't like to connect to base game, or... Usually it's not as bad when it's base game with a modded, but I know if it's like two different mods, it sometimes does not connect, but it was working just fine. It was powering it just fine too, so that way I can mix it up a little bit, work in a different field. Try not to take that out. This is just a lease. I would like not to have to pay for a broken roof. I would assume that would collapse the whole thing, so this will put us at a fairly good amount in here. I won't show in there, but... Oh, yeah. 15,000 liters in there. So, not too bad. Alright, worker completed their task. That's just what I wanted to see. Oh. Whoops. Whoops. Now I'll get this trailer dropped in here. I don't think we'll have enough money to do the chickens and the dairy, will we? We'll be like 10 grand short. I guess we could have bottled milk sold soonish. That would do it. That'd put us in a pretty good position to be able to do that, so... Right. And at some point, I do probably want to get a larger trailer. I'm seeing that because obviously that capacity is probably like 12,000 liters, which from some barley harvests, and we'll be doing some sorghum harvests. That's gonna fill up rather fast, so we're probably gonna want to look into that. I might want front weight. Is there... I can feel it. I can feel it. Alright, there we go. It's still a little back heavy. It runs best on the Veltra. It does work on the class, though. You can see it is rocking. That's with the front loader even in the front. Obviously, when you're actually doing the hoeing itself, it won't be too bad, though. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Alright, so we'll let a worker kind of figure that out there. Yeah, I'm not sure what we'll do there eventually. I do want to get a telehandler, but money. Money is a little bit tight. So we have... Which one do we have? 18 and a half? I did not realize our trailer was that expensive. We could get a larger one. You go up here, you get a little bit bigger. I mean, is this just standard or... Okay. That's... Yeah, that is... How much is it to sell? I won't sell it right now, but that might be a little bit tempting to do soon. 25 grand. How much is... How much could we get for 25 grand? We get this one. It's a little bit larger, and then we could eventually upgrade to 40,000 liters. So we'll get working in the oats here. I don't think we'll do straw. As tempting as it is to do, I don't think we'll do it. At least not this time. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. I just know we gotta keep up with obviously keeping these fields going, and I don't know if baling a field is the best use of our time right now. Well, what I think I'll do here is I'll just probably go ahead and start a time lapse. We can get this done fairly quickly, I would imagine. Shouldn't take too long. Obviously, be a little bit longer until we get this field replanted, just because we're gonna be doing a little combining them, and then trying to figure out how much of that field we want to take. I have a pretty good idea, but anyways, I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done. Alright, so we are just about done here. Get this all put into the trailer. I did see the planter was done, as well as the hoeing was done. I'll get this over here and can unload while I'm getting the other field started, at least get a worker started in that. Then I'll have to grab wherever they ended up at. Oh, of course, we end that side of the field. Fitting. It's not closest to the farm. Yeah, it should all fit in here. We're doing all right on seeds, doing all right on fertilizer. I haven't checked, but I'm assuming I am double fertilizing these with the mod. I'm assuming, I haven't actually checked. Alright, there we go. Little piece missed, but I can quickly check, but it should be... Yep. The next time, of course, next month we'll have to do weeds in all of those fields. Hopefully we get this field combined next month and maybe replanted. Alright, so let's get this dumped in here. Start working on the bread again. Probably should get this filled up with diesel too. How much milk do I have on hand right now? I'm doing all right for milk. Okay. Just curious. Just curious. Now, I wanted to look at the milk. Is it best to do bottled milk or cheese? What's the other ones we can do in a dairy? Let's see. Cheese. And butter, looks like. Okay. I'll just take a quick look. Or should I just out of curiosity? So cheese, that wouldn't be bad. That's probably better than what I got going on now. What's the other one? Butter. Which should be up here. I think I might have it do cheese, actually. How is this doing? Is this... Okay, it's almost has a full pallet, so I'm not going to stop it now, but... And like this one, once we get the other one, we'll probably just have it do cheese. And probably buffalo mozzarella, and you'll just try to make as much as it can. That's about it. But yeah, this one, we're just going to wait on that to finish out. Which might be a little bit. But I'll certainly try to get it, certainly, almost after 1,000 liters or something like that. That way we don't have to just sell it outside of it, because that would be a decent amount less. So I think next month we'll for certain get the new dairy on the farm. I think that's almost a guarantee at this point. It's just, we'll see kind of on everything else. What products and stuff we want to make out of it. Well, I'll let a worker finish that off camera, but it's basically done, so. Yeah. That is about everything for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.